What's up, New Vegas fans? I'm back in the Mojave, and in this episode of Early Game POWA, I go over possible weapons you can take right out of Doc Mitchell's house, right after he scoops the lead out of your brain and
whoa, easy there, easy.
Sends you on your merry way. The wasteland is your oyster. Unique weapons are my favorite part of New Vegas by far, as you can really build your entire character around these weapons in mind, and they just add spice and variety on repeat playthroughs and for different character builds. In these videos, I'm going to be going over where to find these unique weapons, how to get them, how difficult it is to obtain them based on a scale of 1 to 5, all based off the assumption of you being in the early game and somewhere in the level 1 to 6 range. And in my humble opinion, if it's even worth beelining straight to these weapons for that sweet dose of early game power. With all that said, let's just jump straight into it for the second episode of this series, featuring the unique variant of the marksman carbine, the all-American, the all-burger baby.
But I ain't a fink. Dig.
The All-American comes dripped out in American swag, donning a woodland camouflage scheme that really does fit the motif of a rugged outdoorsman, patriotic American, I guess, very well. The cherry on top is the 82nd All-American Airborne Division insignia on the magazine, which is a real-world Army infantry division specializing in joint forcible entry that have notoriety in tactical operations dating all the way back to World War I and II, which is just a cool blend of real world mixed in with the Fallout universe, as the series is known for using what is commonly called alternate history parallels, as Fallout's universe is, I'm sure you know if you're a Fallout fan, uses a divergent point around after World War II, I think if I recall correctly, going from our real world to Fallout's timeline, blending non-fiction with fiction to make this universe more cohesive in relating to, which is just a cool nod off of something as simple as a weapon you can obtain. The All-American requires 100 in guns, which is very steep, and I don't even know if you can get 100 in guns by level 6. You probably can, or you can get very close to it. You can also do the skilled trait bug where you take skilled in the beginning at Doc Mitchell's, and then when you travel onwards, you rebuild your character and take skilled again, so you get plus 10 to all skill points. It requires just 4 strength, which is nothing crazy. Most gun builds are gonna go for at least 6 strength, so it's no big deal. The All-American comes with a base damage of 26, but the damage can be a little deceptive as the gun fires very fast, a fact that is backed up with its extremely high DPS of 156. It boasts a critical damage, the same as the base attack at 26, which of course stacks on top when you get a critical hit, a ×1 crit multiplier, so nothing crazy there, an extremely low AP cost. This is one of the most VATS efficient weapons in the entire game, with an AP cost of just 13, making it one of, if not the best gun for a VATS build. It has a spread of just 0.035, which is crazy low. I mean, this thing is all accurate as well as all American. You can get some pretty nutty sniper shots with this thing, thanks to its low spread and its in tandem built-in modified scope. Just all brings this gun together as a nasty weapon when you consider the fact that this uses the highly versatile, extremely common ammunition type of 5.56 rounds. It has an item HP of 400, which is great really. It doesn't break, at least not fast at all, and is repaired with the standard marksman's carbines, which you can also find a couple down here to boot, so. The All-Burger is a beast. Patriotic pride packs a powerful punch in this weapon, as it's one of the most known unique weapons, and for good reason. It just really handles well. It feels good to use, it feels good scoped in, it feels good hip firing, it excels in VATS, it utilizes a very common versatile ammo type, it shoots and reloads fast, it just hits all the right beats with what you really want out of a gun really. This gun is genuinely so good that even me playing on controller, I really do feel confident in not using VATS as a crutch against things like Cazadors. And that pretty much says it all. It's crazy accurate, it looks modern and badass, yet somehow it still fits the aesthetic in my opinion of the Wasteland well. The cons of this weapon are kinda hard to come by honestly, with really there's just not that much of them, but if I'm grasping at straws, I'd say repairing it is one. Of course, unless you have jury rigging. Finding marksman carbines to repair just willy-nilly out and about isn't super common in the Mojave. The second con is probably, it does go through ammo pretty fast, but this is offset by the fact that it's, again, really accurate. You get a lot out of your ammo, if that makes sense. And it doesn't bleed through 5.56 rounds too fast. But then again, the ammo you do use on this is pretty common, so it's not even that big of a deal. The last con I could really conjure up is just getting it. Just getting this weapon. It's a doozy, and we'll talk about it right now. Now, a little bit of spoilers. This is not an early game weapon at all. It's not feasible for early game POWA, as obtaining this weapon is pretty difficult. These videos are based on early game power, but not solely, I guess, if that makes sense. They're kind of an excuse for me just to talk about New Vegas and talk about the uniques of New Vegas. So they're kind of like a hybrid video of just my overall opinions of these weapons and a kind of general guide on where to find them. Obtaining the Allburger is a steep hill indeed, as it's located in the highly radioactive Vault 34. So bring a lot of Radaways and Radex on hand, and even something like the radiation suit can go a long ways here. The vault itself is also heavily ghoul infested. It's a hellhole basically. So be ready for a fight and come strapped with a reliable source of damage. The entrance and tunnels are also populated with golden geckos, and everyone who has played this game on very hard knows golden geckos are very formidable. You generally want to avoid these critters like the plague, especially in the hypothetical level 1 to 6 range. The easiest way to get into Vault 34 is traversing from the Aerotech Office Park, a location I frequently pass by on nearly every playthrough when I go the typical loop route. But this park is nonetheless pretty easy to miss, and it's missed also by many players from what I've seen online, because you have to get very close to the door to unlock the fast travel point of interest. From the office park, proceed eastwards up a hill as pointed out in the Pip-Boy map in this video. And you can actually bypass the golden geckos if you just skip the front entrance by coming in from above, from a cave entrance from the top that plops you into the interior tunnels, which are also inhabited by some golden geckos, so be wary of that. This cave entrance is easy to see thanks to the green goop and radioactive barrels perched at the very top of the summit. Just follow along until you get to the vault door's entrance, which is also saturated with ghouls now, the now ghoulified residents of Vault 34. These ghouls are also programmed or coded, however you would say it, to spawn in during certain travel points as you traverse throughout the vault, creating a spooky jump scare atmosphere for sure. And I'm going to try my best and simplify everything you'll need in obtaining the Allburger, which is locked down in the vault's armory. The grocery list of what you need is basically just 2 passwords. Both are found on drowned technicians found in submerged areas of the vault. This is what you really want to focus on first, is just obtaining these 2 passwords, before really worrying about anything else. Be on your P's and Q's, as you'll constantly be fighting ghouls throughout this process. The first thing you want to do when entering the vault is make your way down these stairs as seen in the video. Fight your way through and look for the visual cue of a leaking pipe on your right side. And look for these submerged stairs right by the navigational signs of the clinic and the overseer's office. But the leaking pipe and the flooded stairs are really what you're looking for, as these flooded stairs is where you want to dive down into, and something like the rebreather you can get from the boomers also help here if you don't want to worry about drowning. you just simply swim down and find the vault technician for the first one you'll need. With that checked off, make your way back, and this is an example of the aforementioned spawn and ghouls. Now you'll want to head through towards the clinic. I always use the clinic section as kind of a reference point that just beyond the clinic is where the armory door is. Once I use this as an anchor point, you can kind of ground yourself where you are regardless if you get lost, so that has always helped me doing this. As right beyond the clinic is the second flooded section you'll need for the second password. This is also marked with a sprouting pipe as well. Same as before, swim down, grab the utility terminal password. Your final one you'll need. With these obtained, all you have to do now is go back to the armory door, and in a room adjacent right near the armory door, you can pump the water using the system settings of the terminal to execute this. This pumps the area where you just grabbed the second utility terminal password. Then you proceed back into that same area that was flooded beforehand, go through the door that was underwater before and inaccessible, fight your way to the terminal, and then unlock the overseer's room. Then you backtrack past the clinic, going back towards where you found the first password in that direction, and look for the signs pointing to the overseer's office, which is now unlocked. Once in the overseer's office, you'll have to deal with some turrets and the overseer himself, which he's pretty strong, but on my save, he kind of just derped out for a while in typical New Vegas fashion. And there's also some more ghouls that will kind of spawn behind you. Just be cautious of that as well. Regardless, once he's dealt with, grab his password on him, then simply activate his terminal to now unlock the armory. Then go grab your all-burger from the armory. So get 2 passwords, drain the flooded water, unlock the overseer's office, kill the overseer, get his password, then unlock the armory. You'll find the all-burger right on the armory floor on a upturned table. Also, if you have a follower, be sure to make sure that they don't pick it up because they can do this. And it's just all here for the taking, to wreak havoc with upon the wasteland, in style. And all of this leads to, is it worth getting for that early game POWA? The answer is...
hell no. To the no, 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 hell to the no.
The difficulty scale for obtaining the All-American is definitely a 5 out of 5. It's not something you want to do on a low-level player at all. It's just too difficult, as these ghouls honestly slap. This all combined with the high radiation, the golden geckos, and just the steep 100 guns and even using the all-burger efficiently. But I did see a video of some content creator, I can't remember his name. I believe he killed the Deathclaw mother at the Quarry Junction at like level 1 or something. So where there's a will, there's a way. But this probably would be possible, at least within the level 8 to 12 range. I mean, pretty realistically. If I had to take a stab in the dark with some like build crafting theory, I'd imagine like a melee character would do really well with this. Like once you get Super Slam at level 8, it could probably carry you with something like the Oh Baby would probably definitely do the trick. Or perhaps even like an explosives build with the underrated MFC clusters. If you had a stockpile of those and you kind of lobbed them in your favor and you didn't blow yourself up in the process, that could also do the trick. But this is definitely a weapon that most players should wait for sure. Rushing straight out of Doc Mitchell's house to the derelict dark depths of Vault 34 is pretty absurd. But hey, if you're up for it, go for it, and you're highly rewarded for it if you do manage to do it. And when in doubt, save scum it out, I guess. But the All-American is just fantastic.
Man, how cool would that be?
No, not that fantastic. And I've kind of already went over why it's just such a beloved and reliable unique weapon, so best not to beat a dead horse at this point. Vault 34 is also just such a cool area of the game that really rewards players, as there's tons of other great items down here as well, including the best, at least in terms of damage, threshold, light armor in the entire base game of vanilla. The Vault 34 security armor, with an armor rating of 16, so don't forget to grab that if you're rocking a fleet-footed agile courier. And there's also just tons of other great weapons like sniper rifles, the riot shotgun, missile launchers, assault and marksman carbines, and just so much more, sitting and enticing you to this godly gold pile of goodies. If you like this video, consider leaving me a like and a sub, you know, all that good YouTube stuff. I'd appreciate it. I'm going to try and stay consistent with at least one upload per week. I want to get more, but I'm shooting for that for now. But what's your opinion of the All-American? Is it a powerhouse in your arsenal on your playthroughs? Let me know down in the comments. I'd imagine it is, as it's just a menace of a 5.56 chambered gun. And whether you're looking down the scopes, hip firing, or utilizing VATS, it's just there for you in times of dire straits. And with all that said, Fallout fans, I hope to see you in the next one.